Tokyo. Japan's neon-drenched capital city has always been ahead of the curve when it comes to dreaming up new gadgets and gizmos. But visitors to this week's Tokyo Motor Show could be forgiven for thinking they'd somehow been teleported into a dystopian alternative universe, where cars have evolved into sentient beings who'll guide you around the city of the future using blank-eyed holographic avatars in nurses' uniforms. Or maybe this universe will be populated by manga girls who glide around on bikes, resembling a cross between Judge Dredd's Lawmaster and a mobility scooter. Either way, it seems that the car industry is keen to forget its current problems and focus on what we'll all be driving tomorrow. So we thought we'd bring you the top 5 craziest concepts from the Tokyo Motor Show. At number 5 is the Honda Micro Commuter, a tiny battery-powered car that aims to wave goodbye to clogged city centres and say hello to stress-free commuting. The car does 0 to 60 in, well, actually it only gets up to 37 miles an hour, but it gets there in 7.4 seconds. It's got a range of 37 miles, and you've got to admit, it is pretty darn cute. At 4 is the Suzuki Q Concept. Another car that looks like it's come straight from the pages of a Japanese comic book. The Q Concept's 6-mile range makes it pretty impractical for anything beyond popping to the shops. Makers say it's an entirely new kind of mobility, one that's positioned between conventional motorcycles and cars. We say, didn't Reliant Robin already do that in the 70s? At 3 is another entry from Honda with their e-Vista. It's a plug-in electric roadster that scores highly on the styling, although performance is more smart car than Tesla Roadster. The e-Vista does 0 to 37 in 5 seconds, top speed is 100 miles an hour, and you can travel up to 100 miles between charges. And this being the future, Honda have done away with a boring old steering wheel and instead equipped the car with twin-lever steering, 2 joystick-like handles that you move backwards and forwards as though you were driving a tiny, futuristic tank. At 2, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it one of those Lawmaster bikes that Judge Dredd drives? Is it a bumper car? Is it a mobility scooter? The answer is, of course, all of the above. The Cobot 3-wheeled electric vehicle definitely wins the award for most bizarre styling of the show, and you can even fold it up using your smartphone to fit in the tightest of parking spaces. But whether anyone would actually be seen dead riding one remains to be seen. And at number 1, the talk of Tokyo this year is the Toyota Fun V. They're calling it a 4-wheeled smartphone, a car with internet connectivity and covered with customizable LED screens. And if you're wondering why that's useful, they've kindly produced an expensive video to demonstrate. If you're a supercilious white-suited man from the future, but you've forgotten your girlfriend's birthday, you can surprise her by turning your motor into a lovely digital bouquet. Then take her road racing, then to a bizarre nightclub full of parked cars and pretend fireworks. Who said romance was dead? If you're wondering when you can get hold of a Fun V, the answer is probably never, or at least not for a very, very long time. But as a mad Coleridge-esque imagining of the future, you've got to take your hat off to Toyota.